Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and continuing my end of the year build project vlog, we have Frigga, my modified Prometheus. And this one could potentially have been very simple, but what with making hopper-fed blasters feed manually rather than automated, this could be a little bit more complicated. The simplest route would simply be to mount the hose socket here on the side of the hopper, which I am going to do. It's going to go right there. It's going to have an elbow joint, and that'll be lovely. Rounds will feed right into the back of the hopper here. We're good to go for feed mechanism. Power is the other issue. Now, I could simply plug the backpack in right here to this XD60, this is where the normal battery housing is, so plug in the XD60 right there. The cutout here is large enough that the hose would be able to go in. That's right where the hose would connect. It would be perfect. Done. At that point, it would feed, if you rev, it would feed in, or rather, this is rev because I switched the buttons. Push this, it would rev, it would feed. The risk, of course, is that if the backpack is feeding faster than the blaster is shooting, which is almost certainly the case with this blaster, you might end up overfilling the tank and causing it to jam. So we want to have the option to feed the tank manually from the backpack by pushing another button. So we're going to mount us a button. I have a bunch of these momentary buttons. They're a little bit large though, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to fit it where I want. I would want it to be somewhere here in the rear grip. I would love to have it up here on the foregrip, but the design of this foregrip really doesn't allow for wires to be run into it easily, so I'm not going to try that. Instead, I'm gonna look into this area and see if there's somewhere I can mount it. I'm left-handed, so I would be holding it this way. So ideally, I would love it if I could actually fit it right up here. It should fit, but it will depend on what is in this area, which I think there might actually be a switch mounted in there in such a way that I won't be able to fit this in. But I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna open it up and take a look and see what's going on up there. Alright, so, as I feared, the location of this switch is kind of right where I was hoping to put this. So it ain't gonna go there. Where else could I put it? Right, after much hemming and hawing and head scratching and fussing about, I finally found a place to mount the switch that I think will work. It is on this side of the main handle. I can reach it with my thumb to activate, but it also means that I can in fact rev and activate it and fire all at the same time. And you can in fact do that right-handed as well, simply by using your finger here, here, and using your middle finger to rev. Or to fire, rather. So it is now ambidextrous, and I like that. So, there we go. Now I just need to run a wire real quick. It could be really light wire, which is nice, because again, this is just signal wire. It'll come from the battery housing, go through, up through here, and then just connect right there. So, simple wiring, no problem. This does still close. Oh, good. It does. Lovely. All right. Let's run some wire. Now before I button it up, let's test. Everything's wired correctly. Plugging this into here. Oh jeez! Well, it works. The pack was on the button. So, we're good. Now to test both systems, both options. We plug this in. If we plug into the blaster using our XD60 connector, then the backpack should activate when we rev. And it does. Alternatively, if we plug this in and we push our side button, it should activate. And it does. Okay. We are good to go on that part. We can put these back on. Now it'll keep falling over on me. And we are ready to upgrade the tank, which should be real quick. Drill a couple of holes, put a couple of bolts in, cut a hole in the tank. All right, moment of truth time. That plugs in. This will then plug in down here. And I'm going to put some ammo in the tank because there's currently none in there, and we will see how well it feeds into the hopper. So this was on my back. Okay then. We are gravy. And once again, it's dark, so I have to wait till I can go to the range, but you don't, so to the range! Right, we're here on the range again now with the modified Prometheus with Frigga. Again, we've got rounds in the tank, and we'll be firing that independently of the backpack, and then we will use the button that we mounted to reload from the backpack. So, let's set up some targets. Here we go. There we go. Not out yet. Few more rounds. I know. Round's complete, so we push the button. And now we have ammo again. Got him. That is lovely. I remember how much I like this thing. It's lovely. It's lovely. I mean, it's got all the accuracy of a rival blaster, so yeah. All right. Let's talk about it. Right. Success. I am well pleased with the results. It works beautifully. Having the button there to be able to manually feed worked great. Didn't have any problems with feeding or jamming or anything like that. It was easy to, I didn't have to do much on the wires because the way the battery housing I built years ago worked out perfectly. So yeah, another blaster upgraded and integrated into the whole system. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this one. I know Frigga hasn't shown up much on my channel, and there are reasons for that that may or may not eventually be alleviated, but for now, this is what you will get. Let me know what other blasters you think I should do that I haven't done yet. There are a couple that are still on the list. The next ones aren't gonna be so much, well, there'll be one that'll still be a retrofit, but then there's a couple where it's gonna be either major upgrades to an existing build or a completely new build. So stay tuned for future videos. Yeah. Right. Well, I don't think there's a whole lot to say. That was fantastic. Worked absolutely beautifully. Hardest part of the whole thing was figuring out where to put the switch. Not the actual mounting of it, but figuring out where I could fit it and have it have all the functionality that I wanted. Works beautifully, reloads beautifully, fires beautifully. Didn't have to do anything to the battery housing to be able to integrate the wires. Just it all came together real nicely. The integration of the hose was super simple. Just, yeah, beautiful, fabulous little build. Frigga is still one of my favorites, so I hope she will get some action this year. I'm going to a couple events where she might just show up, so stay tuned for that. And thank you for watching.